Thank you, Doctor. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes. Dr. Bigot, in your testimony, you stressed that ITER is an integrated project whose success relies on the performance of each of its constituent members. Be as specific as you can. Could you explain what would happen to the ITER project if the U.S. fails to meet our commitments to the ITER project?
Thank you very much. It's very clear that the U.S. has two roles, even three, I would say. The first one is to provide in-kind component. And you understand maybe that this tokamak facility is a highly integrated facility in such a way that if a component is not on site and under specification on time, it will stop the whole project. The most important equipment which has to come soon is a central solenoid we spoke about. It is the backbone, I would say, of the whole facility, as well as the tokamak cooling water system. It's a system which will, extract the heat from the tokamak. There is also several diagnostics which are absolutely needed. You will see that indeed in 2018, 2019, 2020, most of the component has to be completed and to be delivered. If some of the component is not properly designed on time, it will impact everything. Second point is the ITER organization, beyond the responsibility of the US ITER organization, Domestic Agencies National Oak Ridge Laboratory. The ITER organization has the responsibility to install and assemble all these components coming from all over the world. In 2018, early 2019, I have to pass all the 9 assembling contract with some, I hope, leading company in such a way that between 2018 and 2024, 6 years, we will be able to assemble this component. So if the US don't provide the in-cash contribution, we will be behind budget. Right now, the US has not paid the in-cash contribution in 2016, 2017 is something around 70 million euro, and for 2018, we have low expectation if we stay with the 63. So it's very important that we keep in.
Thank you. My time is getting away from us a little bit. I appreciate that insight. Dr. Van Dam, let me come to you. Will the Department of Energy commit to honoring our obligations under the ITER agreement? What say you?
Well, I'm speaking on behalf of the administration. As you know, the administration is doing a review of all civil nuclear energy-related activities. ITER has been included in that, and we are waiting for that to provide a decision about whether the U.S. stays in ITER or not. In the meantime, funding is provided for the 2 highest hardware systems that we're providing. One was just mentioned, the central solenoid at General Atomics. The other is the tokamak cooling water system, also mentioned.
Of course, I served in the Texas legislature with Governor Perry for 4 years. Do you know, is the Secretary aware of this project, or how aware is he? Maybe I should ask you.
That may be beyond my pay grade, but I certainly hope he is. I know he's had letters from people like Dr. Bigot and others, and they've been given to us to write responses.
Okay.
And there is a visit coming up from state heads.
If I give you his cell phone, will you call him? Just
I remember him fondly from Texas.
Dr. Van Dam.
Would the chairman yield for a moment on that? I can speak from personal experience.
Yes, sir, you bet.
Yeah, no, the secretary is actually very plugged into it and very, very enthusiastic about this. He really, sees his role as an advocate for the entire program of which fusion. I'd spent a day with him as he visited the 2 labs near my district, and so the answer is unquestionably yes.
Well, absolutely. Good to know. I appreciate the gentleman. Dr. Van Dam, next question. What type of research in advanced scientific computing and materials science do you think should be prioritized in order to support the fusion energy science program in the next few years?
Yes, as you know, advanced computing is a priority of the administration, I think, across the government. And for fusion energy science, we are looking to advances in exascale computing, which would really help us a lot. We have very, very big codes that we run and have been running for decades. Another area is data science, which includes machine learning. And we think there's a strong potential for quantum information science to help our field, especially in applications. Now, was that the entirety of the question, or was there?
Yeah, and I need to move on. I'm running out of time here, if I may, so thank you for that answer. This is a question for all of you, so we'll start with Dr. Bigot. Dr. Bigot, have you thought about, or what impact do you think the commercialization of fusion energy could have on climate change?
Clearly, okay, as you know, the magnetic confined, plasma and the burning plasma will deliver energy without any impact on the climate. We just release helium if we release anything, and it is a benign, chemically benign, no impact on the climate, no impact neither on the environment. So it's one of the most advantage we could expect from these technologies. Okay,
Dr. Van Dam, same question.
Yes, I would echo that answer and just say that if you look at certain Asian countries, for example, that have great problems with pollution and so forth, they are pursuing fusion very vigorously.
Right, and offline, at some point, I'd be interested in a discussion about the amount of energy that goes into the solenoid, the electromagnetic coil, how you get there, what produces that energy, and what it costs, but we'll do that at a later date. Dr. Wade?
Yes, I just echo the same answer. I will point out that fusion has the potential to be a large baseload source of electricity, which renewables, without battery storage, have a challenge doing that. So creating a carbon-free footprint with a large baseload will sort of transform how fusion is, and how energy is produced in this world. So.
Okay, Dr. Herrmann?
Just echoing my other fellow members here, committee, the fusion is a game changer for the future energy sources of this planet. So it takes a lot of work. It's very hard to achieve fusion, but I think it's definitely worth the investment that's been made.
Okay. I thank you. I now recognize the gentlelady from California.